Welcome to the Anchor Moments Atomic Habits Weight Loss Book Club. This week, we're going to be going over chapter 19, the Goldilocks Rule. And I really liked it. It's about the Goldilocks Rule, how to stay motivated in life and work. And you know what? And how to stay motivated when we're trying to lose weight on a healthy lifestyle journey. And there are a lot of takeaways from this chapter. At the beginning of the chapter, it talks about when Walt Disney World first opened, and it was brand spanking new in the 1950s. They didn't have child labor laws then, and a kid who was 10 years old a 10-year-old kid went to Disney World when it first opened and asked for a job. And they gave it to him when he was only 10 years old. And the job that they gave that 10-year-old at Disney World was to sell the brochures that tell about all the fun things that you can do at Disney World. And they could sell this fancy kind of a glossy magazine thing for 50 cents a piece. And so this 10-year-old kid did that. And he did that for quite a while. And then later, some of the people who worked at Disney World really liked him, and they taught him how to do some magic tricks. And so he started doing some little magic show kind of things. And then he developed a comedy routine. I bet you could appreciate that, Logan, because I've seen a lot of things on your YouTube channel, and you do a lot of comedy too. And this kid started doing just, little bits of comedy. And then years later, as a teenager, he developed his comedy show to be a little bit longer, and he'd do little 5-minute shows. And then before you knew it, he was doing 10-minute shows and then 20-minute shows. And then he got to work being a writer for television, and he got a job doing that. And then before you know it, he started getting interviews on shows. And then he started going on SNL, Saturday Night Live, and being a guest there. And then he started going all over the world doing his comedy routines. And that gentleman's name is Steve Martin. Who knew? That's how Steve Martin got his start in comedy as a 10-year-old kid getting his first job at Disney World. Now, the Goldilocks Rule and how it applies to Steve Martin and to the rest of us. If you remember in the Goldilocks story, that with Goldilocks and the three bears, Goldilocks is trampling around the forest, and she's very tired, and she runs across a little cabin in the woods. And she goes inside, and there are 3 different beds in that cabin. And the mama bear bed, the papa bear bed, and the baby bear bed. And when she lays in the mama bear bed, oh, it's too soft. And then she lays in the papa bear bed, and oh, it's too hard. And then she lays down in the baby bear bed, and she was like, oh, this is just right, and falls asleep in baby bear's bed. Well, the way the Goldilocks principle applies to those of us who are trying to lose weight, or choose a career that you would love and want to stick with, or any other wonderful habits and things that you want to develop. The Goldilocks rule is you can get bored easily. If things are too easy and always the same and don't change, you can get bored and want to quit. So the Goldilocks rule is when to develop a new habit and to keep that habit going and to be excited about that habit and to stay motivated with that habit, is that most of it's easy, but a little bit is challenging. That there's at least about 4% of a challenge. So it's not too hard, but it's also not too easy. And there's a little bit of change, that you're always growing and changing a little bit. And so that way there's still some excitement and some interest to it. And so that you can find something that'll work just right for you. Now, I was thinking about this, and I have been on a new weight loss journey. I've done a lot of different weight loss programs. Who here has done more than one thing in their lifetime to try to lose weight? I have. Oh my gosh, lots of different things. And the problem is sometimes the things that we do, um, sometimes they're too hard. Maybe you've tried to do something like some people. I I can't do keto. I have such a sweet tooth and love for carbs and stuff that I can't do keto or the new carnivore diet or whatever. It's too hard for me. It's not something that I find interest in because it doesn't work with my appetites, and it'd be too hard to do, and I'd rather be fat than eat meat all day. It's just not my thing. Um, but if I can find the right thing and do it for a long time, but have it still have some interest to me, then that'll work. Right now, I've been on Manjaro since January 10th. And today, if you're watching on replay, is September 8th. So I don't know, about 35 weeks or so that I've been on Manjaro and trying to do a new healthy lifestyle journey. And this actually, I'm really happy that it's a long time for me. A lot of times I'll try a diet and I won't be able to go months and months and months. I'll be able to go for a little bit and then I'll go on a vacation or something, or it'll be the Christmas season, or something will get in the way and I get out of the flow, and then it's so hard for me to get back on. And a lot of times you can get really bored with some old traditional diets where you're just eating plain chicken and steamed broccoli every day. Oh my gosh, so boring that you go to a party that has pizza at it and you have your first slice of pizza after only eating chicken and broccoli and rice for a long time. You're like, oh my God. Oh, this is so fabulous. This is so wonderful. And then you step on the scale the next day. It's like, I gained a bunch of weight back. And then you look at trying to eat the boiled chicken, or I don't know, plain chicken and plain broccoli and plain rice again. And you can't do it anymore. Uh, this, um, is number one. We need to think about, which bed do we want to get into, which, is it going to be too hard, you don't want it to be too hard, you don't want it to be too soft, you want it to be just right for you, and maybe add a little bit of variety too. Well, while I've been on this weight loss journey, the weather's been good for me to swim. And I have been swimming, swimming, swimming for 2 straight months, every day almost going swimming, at least 6 out of 7 days a week. I am loving, loving, loving swimming, and it's been working out really great. And my weight loss has been steady. Not soup. I'm one of those turtles. I have type 2 diabetes. I'm recently postmenopausal, and I have lipedema. And these three things can make weight loss be slower and a little bit harder. Still can do it, but slower and harder. But most weeks I'll lose a pound, and then sometimes I maintain. And last week I maintained. But last week I did something different. I wanted to try something new and to kind of mix up my exercise routine, especially since I know that in another month or so, it's going to be too cold for me to swim outside because it's not hot as hell in Arizona every day of the year. It just feels like it, but only half of the year. And then half of the year, it's really beautiful. It's kind of like fall for 6 months because we don't really have a true winter because it doesn't snow here where I'm at in the desert. So anyway, I have to worry about, well, what am I going to do when I can't swim anymore? Because I am loving swimming for an hour because it's my favorite exercise. It's easy. I can do it. But there's the challenge too that I'm really I'm working out hard and I'm breathing hard and I'm doing a lot of different exercises, and I'll use a pool noodle and dance around as quick as I can and try to burn as many calories as I can. And so there's a little bit of a challenge because I'm pushing myself to my best of my ability, but I have the ability to do it. So it's mostly easy, but with just a little bit of a challenge. But that's going to be going away, and I'm going to need to do something else. And so I thought, well, what could I do? What could I do? And then I saw some YouTube videos, really short videos, and some Facebook reels of people using weighted hula hoops. So I researched them, and I found one that I thought was a decent price, about half the price as some of them, but at the same time had a good quality. So I gave it a shot, and I started a 30-day challenge, and I did it last week for a week. I think I'll have to look and see what day it is. I think it's day, I don't know. I started it last Monday. This is Sunday. I think I've done it 6 days in a row. But doing it, this is what a weighted hula hoop is. And there's lots of different brands out there that you can use. But I started playing with it. And when I first started doing it, the very first day, and I have a video of me unboxing this hula hoop when I first got it. And the first day, I couldn't do it. It was really hard. I kind of did. It was really floppity moppity, but it wasn't so hard that I would never be able to do it. It was just really challenging the first day. And then I did a little bit each day, and now it's easy. I can swirl this like this for 30 minutes. And I've been doing this in the evening while watching TV. Jeff and I, we got hooked on Netflix. There's a new series that we found interesting, and so we only let ourselves watch it if we're doing our smart hula hoop. So we're doing this at night, and I'm still swimming for an hour in the morning. But this week I lost weight again, so like yay! And it's made exercising fun for me because I found something else that I could throw in the mix that was fun for me. And that's an important thing to think about while we're on our healthy lifestyle journeys is what are some new things that we can do that we can add to what we're doing. So maybe new flavors, like I hadn't had a kiwi in probably 15 years. And I discovered that kiwi is supposed to help with constipation. And I saw kiwis at Costco, and there was a great price on them, and golden kiwis as well as green kiwis. Well, I've been having a kiwi, gold kiwi and a green kiwi every day. And it's been fun because it's a new fruit for me. You know, I can get bored eating apples every day or whatever, you know, that sometimes it's fun to mix things up and to find a little something that also will work for you. But it's not too hard, but at the same time, it's not too easy either. They mentioned in James Clear mentions in chapter 19 about like playing games. If you were to play tennis and you're new to playing tennis, but you're starting to get a little better, and you play against a 4-year-old, well, you're going to win all the time. Every game you're going to win. You're going to be able to beat that 4-year-old, and that would get boring because that's too easy playing against a 4-year-old. Well, what if you get an opportunity to play against, I think her name's Venus Williams, or, one of those, John McEnroe, used to be back in my age, was the king of that. If you were able to play with a tennis star and play against them, oh my gosh, they'd cream you. There's no way you can win. And that would be boring too, because it'd be like, well, after the star factor, once you were done with the star factor, but it'd be like, that's too hard. I could never win. Then that's not fun either. That it's nice to find someone who's around your skill level to play tennis with, and then it's exciting. I know it's that way with me and Jeff. Jeff loves watching Jeopardy. Back when he was in seminary, because he was almost a Catholic priest, some of his friends used to call him Jeopardy Jeff because they would watch it together, and he was really good at it. Well, Jeff, now that he's retired, he likes to watch Jeopardy every night. For me, not so fun. I'm not very good with trivia. And so if I sit and watch, it's like a miracle if I can get 2 questions right. But Jeff can get he keeps track of how many questions he gets right. And he gets almost 20 questions right every night. And he's always trying to beat his score to see if he can improve himself with Jeopardy. But that doesn't work for me, but that works really great for him. For him, that's wonderful. Jeff and I like to play pool together, and we shoot pool or billiards. I'm not sure what you call it back in England, Lucy, if they call it something different, but where you have the pool sticks and the round heavy bowls on a pool table and you're trying to get it in the pockets. I love playing with Jeff pool because we are equally matched. We're not great, but we can do it. And I never know who's going to win because it's a toss-up. I also have a dart game with it's a magnet dart board on our back patio. I love playing darts with Jeff. We never know who's going to win. Sometimes it's me, sometimes it's him, but I have a fighting chance. We have the board game Trivial Pursuit. Oh, I hate that game because I know if it's Jeff and I playing Trivial Pursuit, I can just pull out the board and say, okay, Jeff, you win. Let's put it away now because I know there's no way I can beat him. He is going to smoke me every time. Well, it's that way in life that you want to do, even like with jobs, you want a job, a career that uses your talents, but you're on the edge where you're still learning and you can still improve and get even better at it. And that is really a fun job, a job that'll keep you going. And the same thing with weight loss too, that you need to figure out what works best for you. And for me, what works best for me is when I write down what I'm eating. And so I have an idea about how many calories I'm doing. And when I started 3 weeks ago, where James Clear said, oops, going the wrong direction. James Clear says, if you have a goal for yourself each day or a number of goals and you get all of your goals done, you can mark off that day on the calendar somehow. And for me, I give myself a gold star sticker. And that's been so much more fun. Actually, I've had the most fun writing things down when I know if I hit my different goals, I'm going to get a gold star. And I like seeing those stars. And he mentions again in this chapter how important it is that if you have a day that you're not reaching your goals, one day missing is not bad. And you can give yourself grace for that. That's not a big deal. But when you're missing 2 or more days in a row, that's not good. So he never lets himself miss more than one day in a week. And it was Jeff's birthday on Friday. And so I didn't keep track of my calories because we ate out and I'm not sure how many calories those were. But you know what? We split meals. And so we split a meal for brunch and we split a meal for dinner. And for the first time, unlike me, I didn't finish my half both times. I ate enough till I was satisfied and I enjoyed being in the atmosphere of being in a restaurant, but I didn't finish, which was really pretty cool for me. And the next day I didn't gain any weight. I was like, yay. And the very day after, we had the 1-day break, I went right back on to doing what I'm supposed to do and to giving myself, all my goals, hitting it right back. So here was yesterday's, and I was able to meet all 6 of my goals and give myself my gold star and my little orange star on the front. You have to find what works for you. That might work for you too. Or maybe you want to do something else. I don't know. But a win for me this week was trying a new exercise that was hard at first, because you can watch the video of the first time I tried it and I wasn't very good. It was like, I was swinging my hips too much, I think. I was kind of like, I was going more like this. I don't know. And I was having a hard time getting it to work. But it's kind of like riding a bike. And once you get the right feel, you can just go, go, go. And it was fun. It was something different. And it gave my metabolism a little boost too. So instead of just sitting on my fish all night long, I was able to get up and I was still enjoying a show on TV, but I was able to get some exercise in too. and something fun and different. Hey, Jeff.
Hey.
What? Wow, you look like a rat.
I was aiming for the wolf.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that supposed to be a wolf const? I wasn't sure.
No.
I never know what Jeff's going to do. I swear. I never know what he's going to do when he comes through that door.
But then I realized it's not the wolf that goes off to Goldilocks. It's the bear.
The bear?
Right? Isn't it?
That's right. With
Goldilocks and the
because then the
three bears.
The bears come home.
Well.
And she ate the porridge too.
I got them mixed up.
That's okay.
So I got the wolf, well,
with the
I was thinking about the wolf with the thing that was said today in the chapter about like being able to be persistent and be there, showing up, even if it's the boring parts, when he was training for wrestling, I think it was.
Well, he talked when James Clear also talked to a coach, and he asked, how
I have
do
a
people
Goldilocks hat for you if you want.
Do you really? You probably do. Jeff and I used to teach kindergarten and third grade, and Jeff used to do a lot of plays and stuff, and he would make all of his own costumes. He didn't sew those together. He would use a hot glue gun. And if he has felt and a hot glue gun, it's amazing what that guy can come up with. Oh my gosh. But that's right. He did bring up that that James Clear asked a coach, what makes, like an Olympian successful? And the coach said, well, there's natural talent, which we talked about in chapter 18 of Atomic Habits last week, that you can check out that video. There's natural talent in their genes, but but patience, perseverance. But the big thing is to be able to do stuff even when you find it boring. And so they Olympians train and train and train every day, even though they're bored. So there's my Goldilocks hat. I can't believe you still have all of this stuff.
Yes, I do.
Oh my goodness gracious! You
don't have to wear that, but
there you go, Goldilocks. There we go.
And I was supposed to be a bear, but it works out better that I was a wolf, because that wolf is persistent.
Yes.
It goes to all the houses, and
when he was going after the three little pigs.
3 little pigs, even, Yeah. I think it was a different wolf in Little Red Riding Hood, but in any event.
Yeah. Well, with Goldilocks, it was the 3 bears. And when the 3 bears came home and they saw that she ate their porridge, and then they saw that people were sleeping in their beds, and then she was still in the bed, they chase her out. Yeah. She was trespassing.
She was.
Those poor bears. She was eating their food and sleeping in their bed and leaving a mess.
That's all I got.
That's all you got.
Yeah, I could take the Goldilocks hat.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Now my hair's all messy.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. Let me give you a little kiss there. All right, my little bear. Okay. Well, now I want to see what you thought about chapter 19. Any takeaways that you have, or ideas that you want to do this next week to make your healthy lifestyle journey even more, to give yourself some more motivation, to make it a little bit more interesting, that having a little variety, which they also mention in here too, about how variety can be helpful. And that's why what do you call them? Slot machines work, in Vegas. They make sure that it's not too hard, that you put your money in and you're constantly losing, then you're not going to play that game anymore. But every now and again you win. And when you win, it gives you a dopamine hit. You want to do it again. And you never know. It's very random. So it's random to know when you're going to win and when you're not going to win. But it's set up so that the house always wins overall, but some people might have a night where they leave with some extra money instead of always just throwing their money in. I don't know. But let's see what you all have to say, because I see some chat in here and I love the chats. So let's see what you think about chapter 19. Let's see. Lucy says, good evening. And good afternoon for those of us where it's the afternoon. And Logan says, hi, Gina. It's so nice to have Logan in the house. And Logan says, hi, Gina. How do you change your Freestyle Libre 3? That is a good question. I need to put it on again because mine came off. And so it's time to put a new one on. It's real simple. You just peel it off. You just go like this. You go and off it goes. I actually have a video, Logan, of what it's like to take it off, because the first time I took it off, I was a little scared. So I thought, I wonder if it's going to hurt because it's been stuck on there for 2 weeks. And, is it going to pull my skin off when I pull it? Like, what's it going to be like? And I do have a video about that, but it's really not bad. And then you just put a fresh one on, and I have a video on how to put one on too. But I do love my Freestyle Libre 3 because it does a great job of keeping track of my blood sugar. Lucy says, trying to stick to a low daily calorie allowance is where I go wrong. It's too hard. I will stick to it for longer with an extra couple hundred calories allowed a day. Again, the big key is consistency. Keep showing up for yourself, whether you feel like it or not. That was a big takeaway from chapter 19 too. Yeah, that consistency. And professional athletes, they push hard and they are consistent, and they're able to handle that it's going to be boring sometimes, having to do lifting weights and different things for practicing and working out to get ready to play their games. But they push through it and do it anyway, because that inconsistency is so important. And Lucy, yeah, if you're not eating enough calories and it's too low and you're starving all the time, it's too hard. It's too hard. And you're not going to want to, you can do it for a little bit while you start to see some pounds drop. And then all of a sudden, while you're starving, you're going to hit a stall and not lose weight and be starving and go, oh, screw this, I can't do it anymore, and to make you quit. But if you can have a healthier goal that gives you that couple hundred calories more and makes it so you can do it and be more sustainable, yeah, that's going to be better. You don't want to do a healthy lifestyle journey that makes you miserable. You don't want to do that, because this consistency is key. And for you to lose the weight and keep it off, we should say release the weight, to release the weight, because you don't, you lost it, now you want to find it, you're going to find it again. You never want to find it again. You want to release it and be done, is to find things that will make it that'll make it a little bit more fun for you. Add a little bit of variety, find some other healthy things to eat, to add to your menus, that to try some different exercise things and mix things up a little bit, shake things up a little bit, but not make it so hard that it's unattainable. For sharing. And I really do like your keep showing up for yourself, whether you feel like it or not. And James Clear really, really wrote about that this week in chapter 19. That is great. And Cindy's in the house. Yay! It's Taz the Bulldog's mom. And she says, yay, I made it. Happy Sunday. And thanks, Cindy. She says, be sure to like and subscribe. That really does make a difference. And so I really appreciate all of you. And when you do like and subscribe, it helps the algorithm where YouTube goes, oh, this video is kind of important. Some people are liking it and engaging on it. And then they'll send it out to more people. And hopefully we can help and make some new friends along the way. So thank you so much, Cindy. I appreciate that. And she also says, happy birthday to Jeff. God bless and cheers to a beautiful season ahead. Thank you so much, Cindy. And she said, I didn't get to read the chapter, but I am still packing. Yes, because Cindy is moving real soon. Cindy, this is a great chapter. I'm probably going to read this chapter over and over again. Different. I also have Atomic Habits on Audible too. So when Jeff and I go on trips in our Anchor Moments RV, we will we will listen to this book again, and especially this chapter, because there's so many times where you just get tired. You're doing the same thing and you start to lose that lack of motivation. And this chapter is so helpful with reminders of what we need to do. And I was really excited when I read it and thought, oh my gosh, this is great. And Lucy says, the thought of the athletes doing their training, it's a bit like the iceberg of success. All we see is race day when they show up and smash it, not the day in and day out of training required. That's right. We get to see the exciting time in their life when they're outperforming and they look so fabulous. But yeah, it is the tip of the iceberg, and they work out for hours and hours and hours. And those Olympic swimmers, I don't know how their skin handles it being wet for so long, because it's hours and hours and hours of training every single day. Let's see. And Taylor's in the house. Yay! Oh, and she's giving me my favorite sparkly hearts that she gives. Thanks so much, Taylor. She said, I made it. Woohoo! We're glad to have you, Taylor. And Lucy says, there's a whole heap of effort going on that we can't see. That's right. There is. Hey, and Naturalista's in the house too. Hi, Naturalista. Good to see you. All right. Does anybody have any wins to share this week? And it could be a non-scale victory, any wins at all. But I know for me, the week before this last week, I maintained, which I was still happy I didn't gain any weight. So I still kind of count that as a win. But this week, it felt so good to see that scale go down again. But I was changing things up again, too, because I started doing the 30-day hula hoop, the smart hoop hula hoop challenge. And Jeff and I will do a video on that again later. So there'll be a video where they can see that I can do it. I'll let you guys know. But 6 days of hula hooping has already made a difference. I mean, I haven't lost a link yet, but I did lose a couple of pounds. Let's see. And Lucy says, I met up with some colleagues last week and they all noticed I'd lost weight. Yay! And isn't that a great feeling too? That's awesome, Lucy. Congratulations on that. And Taylor made 651 Hair Studios says, how is the hula hoop going? I am loving it. So my first video, I mentioned, or I showed when I pulled it out of the box, it was hard to do, but it's really easy. But you know what? I was thinking about it. I might get bored of hula hooping after a while if I do just this. When I go like this, I'm just so excited because I can do it for a long time. I can do it for 30 minutes or more. But I saw there's some other videos on YouTube of people who have the hula hoops and they do other things with it. So as this gets to be too easy, I'm going to add things like maybe I can try to lift weights, hand weights while I do it, or try, oops. See, it's hard to do in the house because I can hit things, but to do it outside. I still live in the desert of Arizona. It's still over 100 degrees. We've had over 100 days in a row of 100 degrees or more, but it's going to start cooling off. And so I'll be able to do this in my yard and I'll be able to try to dance to it, you know, while I'm swinging my hips and then move around a little bit too, you know, learn some tricks so I can make it just a little bit harder. Not a lot harder, but 4% harder. So I have different things of goals. So it doesn't get boring, that I can kind of mix it up a little bit. So anyway, yeah, so far it's going really, really well. Hey, and next up we need to talk about too, I am going to be putting a poll in my community tab. So if you go to my Anchor Moments website, at the very top, it'll say playlist, about, and then it'll also have where it says community. If you click community, it's kind of like Facebook where you can put posts with pictures and words. Well, I can do a poll, and I'm going to put a poll there, and you're going to be able to pick which book we do next. The magic pill is highly recommended for our friend Barb, Health at Any Cost. She says she can't put this book down. She thought it was amazing. And it's about GLP-1s and their effect on our bodies, both positively and negatively. And she said it is really, really interesting and very easy to read. So this is one option. And then the other one, Alan Carr, he's the one who did the Stop Smoking books that have sold millions of copies and have helped a lot of people stop smoking. And it says Alan Carr's Easy Way to Quit Emotional Eating. Thought this one would be really good too. And you can find these books anywhere. You can go to your regular Barnes and Noble or whatever, but anything that I share now that can be found on Amazon, I have a new Amazon store that says you find it by going to amazon.com/shop/anchor moments, and you'll be able to find books there, and as well as the hula hoop and lots of fun things. If anyone ever wants to go there, you can, and it'd be a way to support the channel as well as liking and subscribing. And I got some more comments here. Let's see. And Taylor says, congratulations to Lucy. Yeah. And Lucy, I remember you saying last week, I think, how many pounds? Like 60 or something. She's lost a bunch. She's really doing wonderful. Did you make it to the gym this week, Lucy? Curious about that too, because I know last week you made it twice, you told us. And Lucy says, you've got really good at that, Gina, in such a short time. Yeah, it really isn't that hard. It's just like learning a bike. But when you first get on a bike, it's wobbly and you fall down because you're not quite sure how to do it. But boy, once you get the swing of it, it's easy peasy. And Naturalista says, I hadn't heard about the hula hoop until you mentioned it. Now I'm seeing them on Instagram. I was wondering how it was going too. Yeah, it is going really well. I've done it every day this week since Monday. So this is Sunday. I still haven't done my 30 minutes, but I'm going to do it after I hang up with you guys. I'm going to do my 30 minutes. But I've been doing it every day, and it has kicked off my weight loss again. So that's been exciting for me because I'm doing something different with my body, and my body's like, oh, well, let's release some fat. So I'm super, super stoked. And and there are women who have been 400 pounds or more who do this, and it's helped them to lose over 100 pounds. And that's what I've been seeing on YouTube and on and Facebook reels of these women, and like, wow. And they're so excited. And they're showing how many links of inches, because if you take, as you lose weight around your waist, then you just remove a link. And so it custom fits you. And it's amazing how many links they've been able to take off their waist of inches from doing this. So I'm like, if they can do it, why not? I'll give it a try too. And it's very inexpensive, the one that I found anyway. Let's see. And Taylor says, wow, you're really moving, Gina. Yes, swing those hips. Woohoo. And Lucy's laughing too. And Taz the Bulldog's mom says, I will miss you tomorrow. I'll be driving to Tennessee. Be blessed and have a great week. Oh, gosh. And I hope to visit Tennessee sometime in the future. I've got a friend who lives in Nashville, and Tennessee is so beautiful. You're going to just love it, Cindy. You're going to love it. And I'd love to visit you there sometime, have coffee somewhere. And Taylor said, yay, Gina. Oh, thanks, Taylor. All right. Well, I think that's all I have this week. Let's see if there was anything else in the chapter summary real quick. Make sure I didn't forget something. The Goldilocks Rule states that humans experience peak motivation when working on tasks that are right on the edge of their current abilities. The greatest threat to success is not failure, but boredom. As habits become routine, they become less interesting and less satisfying. We get bored. Has that happened to you before? No, it's happened to me. Oh my gosh, but I have not been bored. You know what really helps me the most is you guys knowing that I'm going to go live on Sunday, with our book study, and I go live on Mondays when I give myself my Mounjaro shot, and it's just so fun. Our community makes it fun for me every week. So thank you all for showing up and for putting comments and stuff and engaging. It's so fun. And then another thing on the chapter summary, anyone can work hard when they feel motivated. It's the ability to keep going when work isn't exciting that makes the difference. Yeah. So, those some of those athletes having to go and lift weights in the gym so they can swim better or whatever. The lifting of the weights may be boring as the Dickens for them, and they do it for hours every day, but they know that it's going to make a difference, and they push through it because they're professional. And he says that's the difference between a professional and an amateur. An amateur might get bored, but they'll do it anyway. I mean, a professional might get bored, but they'll do it anyway, and they push through. And professionals stick to the schedule. Amateurs let life get in the way. And that is it for the chapter summary. Next week, we'll be doing chapter 20 because there's still a couple of chapters left. So chapter 20, the downside of creating good habits. And be on the lookout for the poll that I'll do with the community tab, and let me know which book we'll do next. And we'll do the same thing. We'll do one chapter a week because this is a book club for those of us that are busy and don't have time to read an entire book in a week or a month. But we can do a chapter each week and do a deep dive to make a difference. Hey, we got Barb in the house too. She says late, but made it to say hi and bye to everyone. Oh, so good to have you, Barb. And I mentioned we're going to pick one of these two books, and that you're the one that recommended the magic pill. So so it's either going to be this one or this one for this next month. And we'll probably do both, but but you guys get to decide which one you want to do first. Do we want to do this one or do you want to do this one? Just let me know when I put the poll out, probably later today. And Barb says, Taz, have a good trip. Can I share a tiny bit about Magic Pill? It's important. You know what? Yes. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Magic Pill before we go, so that way they know, because I haven't read it yet. I just bought it. I just bought it on Amazon, but I haven't read it yet. And Cindy says, thank you, Barb. How are you feeling? Shorty says, hello, all. Hey, Shorty. Nice to have you here. She says, hello. Oh, happy Sundays. Sorry I missed it. No worries. You'll be able to catch us on replay. And Barb is typing something right now that she thinks is very, very important for us to know about the Magic Pill book that she has read. Or the last time I heard from her, she's read most of it and said it's hard for her to put down because it's so good. She says, okay, here it is. Barb says, okay, so there is fantastic info about food history, not boring at all, and all sorts of amazing facts. It's really good. Good to know, Barb. Thanks. So it's up to you guys. Which one are we going to go next? We're going to do this one next, or we're going to do this one next. And I don't care. I have both books, and I'm excited to read both of them. Oh, and Barb also says the guy is a well-known research journalist. Very good. Oh, and she says she's not done. She has one more thing to tell us here before we go about the Magic Pill. You guys, well-known, not done. Yeah, I think she means she's wanting to ask us one more thing. And while she's doing that, I'm going to swirl and show. Woo! All right, Barb, we're giving you a minute. You think there's anything else from that chapter? I don't know. It is so good. We still have 10 people. Wait, does anyone else have a win that you'd like to share in the chat? Go ahead and put your win in, and we'll celebrate you. While we're waiting for Barb to tell us one more thing about the Magic Pill that she wants to share, here we go. She says, but there are parts about psychology of eating, and there are references to self-harm and eating disorders. I just want people to know that in advance. They are handled beautifully, but a warning, in case someone would get triggered by that. We appreciate you letting us know that, Barb. I do appreciate that so much. And Barb has been on quite the journey. She has lost over 240 pounds on GLP-1s, and she's doing just super. And we're praying for you, Barb, for your surgery at the month. I even put it on my sticker calendar, so that way I know for sure to do extra prayers on, I believe, the 24th of September. Yep, on the 24th. He even made my sticker chart on my calendar. And she says, thank you all. And she says, thank you all. And then something I can't see because it's hidden behind my heart. So I can give you guys some hearts. Have a great Sunday, you guys. I'll see some of you Monday if you want to see me give my shot live at 6 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern, and 2 a.m. if Chalky joins us from the UK at 2. Have a great week. Mwah.